Hello and welcome back to my channel. Decided to get on and talk to you all a little bit about how I feel about virtual school. Kind of do a comparison about virtual school versus in-person school. So first, I think I will talk about um, how I feel about in-person school, like kids going to physical school, or my kids anyway. Um, so I like my children going to school in the same way that I went to school. I feel that the teachers have a easier method or a way of having the children focus um, and assert who the teacher actually is, as well as rules of the class and how they are expected to behave in said class. Um, Not only that, I feel that the teachers um, they can get a feel of the children in a class environment as opposed to how they are currently. Um, Now, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of people in my family are educators. When I say that my family consists of teachers, I mean everyone in my family except my mom, my sister, myself, my cousin are a part of the education system. Um, my grandmother was a teacher. She retired in 93, I believe. My grandfather was a teacher and a principal, I believe. He retired like back in the 80s and stayed home so he could take care of me so my mom could work. My aunts are teachers, uncles are teachers, principals, cousins, teachers, principals. My family is composed of educators. My mom is a phlebotomist and has been one for um, over 20 years. I am a CNA and working on my RN, and my sister is in school studying for her RN as well, and my cousin is, um, I believe she's wanting to go to school to be a social worker. But all of us have chosen a career path that is not education. Um, I just I don't have the patience to deal with other people's children. Um, I have 5 children. Yes, they are my babies that I and my husband take care of. Um, but I don't have the patience to deal with, say, 20 something kids. I don't have the patience for that. So um, I commend the educators for having the patience to deal with as many children as they deal with, on top of the attitudes and disrespectful mannerisms of the parents of the unruly children that they have to take care of. Sorry if not sorry. I mean, the kids get it from somewhere. Either parents aren't really um, making them follow directions at home and they just share that when they get to school, or parents really act like they don't care. That may not be the case. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. But those are my reasons for liking the classroom setup. Um, so now my reasons for liking the virtual school. So I can appreciate the fact that um, one, with the weather's changing, I don't have to get my kids ready to go outside in the cold to get to school. I appreciate that. Um, but with the class setup, what I like about it is they are trying to have a setup so that children are able to focus on the teacher. Um, and that works out pretty well. I will speak on my dislikes to both sides um, after going over my likes for virtual. But I appreciate the idea of headphones to get the kids to focus better in class. I feel as though um, it does help the kids focus. All of my kids got the same like generic black and white, like old school type headphones. Um, they work. One of my kids, like, hers broke the second day, just without her doing anything with them. It broke. It broke. I had to let her borrow my headphones so that she could continue her virtual education. Um, Something else that I like about the virtual education is I don't have to wait for a parent-teachers conference to find out how my children are doing in school. I am right there. I can see what they're doing in school. I can see how their teachers are interacting with them, and I can see how they are interacting with their classmates and teacher. Um, Whether they're doing their work that's assigned to them in school or not, I can see everything that they're doing, and I love that I can pretty much be a witness to how my children act in class, because I mean, I'm not a strict mother. My husband and I don't have strict parenting skills. Um, we do kind of express what is expected of our children. We do correct our children, um, but we do not like abuse them. Not saying that spanking them is abusing them. Um, we don't like they're not getting spankings with belts. They'll get popped, but it's just a like a. I mean, they're my kids. I correct my children how I see fit. They're my kids. I'm not going to step in and tell someone else how to raise their children when they see what's best for their children. But I'm able to witness how my kids interact in the class with their teacher, with their teacher's assistants, with their teachers, um, the teachers, like art teachers and PE teachers and things like that. I'm able to see how they act with each teacher and how they are in the classes. I love that. Um, I do enjoy that I'm able to fix lunch and breakfast and things like that. One, I'm grateful that I have the means to provide lunch and breakfast and dinner and snacks and things like that for my children, because I know there are a lot of parents out there who cannot afford things like that. So I'm very grateful that I'm able to afford nourishment for my children. So my kids are big eaters. Um, like I said, I have 5 kids. I have 10, 6, 5, 3, and a 7-week-old baby. Um, my girls eat. They eat. So with the ages being said, I have one in 5th grade, 1st grade, kindergarten, and then I have one going into pre-K next year. But my girls, they eat, and the lunches, I know you all remember the lunches and the breakfasts and the snacks and stuff that we got in school and how hungry we were when we got home. Like, it's not filling, and I hate for kids to be hungry. That bothers me, that my kids are hungry if, from eating at school. So I'm glad that I'm able to give them breakfast and lunch and things like that while they are at home, and know that they are able to eat and get full. So let me think. Is there anything else that I appreciate about virtual school? Oh, I like that um, my kids' teachers are able to contact me immediately if one of my girls are not doing as they are supposed to be doing in class, and it can be fixed right then and right there, as opposed to waiting till they get home and sending home a note or sending mom an email or anything like that. So I do like that. Okay, now my dislikes about classroom setting and virtual. So first, classroom setting. I dislike um, I dislike that whole waiting process for the kids to get into school, where kids are waiting at the door before school opens. They don't allow children to come in. That bothers me. It's starting to get cold outside. A lot of parents have to be at work in the morning, early in the morning. So they drop their kids off at school before they go to work. Um, I'm not a fan of that, waiting for children to go inside the school. Don't like that. Something else, I don't have to walk my children in the cold to the school, in the elements to the school, raining, sleeting, snowing, too hot, too cold. I don't have to walk them through that. They sit at home with it, and I'm loving it. I don't really have too many complaints about the virtual, um, except kids can influence each other, and I'm raising my children to be a particular way, just like other parents are raising their kids to be the same. Um, so I don't like the influence that some of the children may have towards my kids, or on my kids rather. I'm not a fan of it. I mean, I'm raising my girls to make their own decisions and choose their friends appropriately, and be respectful and kind. So I can only do, but so much. I have to let my kids go and discover and do for themselves. Um, but that's really all of my dislikes for the virtual school. I mean, not for the virtual school, for the actual class. Now, for virtual school, my issues are the breaks that they have every day are not a set time, and that's not what's in the curriculum that was sent home for the kids. The lunch break is different times with all of my girls. So are the recesses and the breakfast breaks and the morning breaks. Everything is a different time than what it is the day before, or what it was the first week of school, or what it is on the actual curriculum that they have for day to day. The itinerary for the class. I'm not a fan of that. Something else I don't like is my girls' teacher knows that I work nights. They also know that we've just had a baby. And I know that my kids are not that bad. So I don't feel that they need to text or call me for everything that my girls are doing. I like my girls like to have a teddy bear with them or a blanket with them in the morning. And I don't see a harm in that. One of my kids just likes to walk around with the blanket. I don't see anything wrong with that. She's not being disruptive. She's paying attention. She's doing what she's supposed to do. You don't have to call me and tell me that Christine is holding her blanket. Doesn't make sense. Or, like if my child is not completing an assignment, because they do give them assignments that they have to work on through different apps within the computers. So if my kid isn't doing an assignment, yes, let me know. I'll correct them at that moment. I like that. But just little petty things. I mean, no, my girl's teacher haven't contacted me because of a blanket, but it has been little minute issues that I'm sure really isn't mixing up the class or anything like that, since they are mostly having their cameras off or being put on a video assignment. The teacher has control of the screen that the kids see, so I don't know how anybody would be how that would be an issue. But that's really my biggest issue with it. Like, other than that, I like everything about virtual school. I feel as though it will help my girls or help kids in general be able to be more focused when they're in college, or taking online classes. It can help them be more focused and not necessarily business oriented, but have a sort of intelligence of what to do, some sort of knowledge of what to do when they are taking an online course. Sorry about that. Um, well, when they're taking an online course, I feel like they will be, um, pretty good with it. Um, but that's pretty much it. How do you feel about virtual school or the classroom setting? Like, do you like it? Do your kids like it? Are you teaching it? Like, how do you feel about that? Leave that in the comment below. But yeah, that's my opinions of how I feel about virtual school and an in-classroom setting. Thanks for watching. Bye.